going on, guys? About to check out the whole situation going on with Jimmy Kimmel, him getting fired, losing that job for all that nastiness he was saying about Charlie Kirk. Going to be checking it through the Black Conservative Perspective channel. Dope ass channel, man. Highly recommend it. All right, let's go straight into it. Don't forget to drop some comments. Make sure you subscribe as well. Check out the original video, man. Highly suggest it. See what's going down over here.
And what appears to be
speed's good
in action, appears to be in action by Jimmy Kimmel to play into that narrative that this was somehow a MAGA or Republican motivated person. And they have a license granted by us at the FCC, and that comes with it an obligation to operate in the public interest. But frankly, when you see stuff like this, I mean, look, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. These companies can find ways to change conduct and take action, frankly, on Kimmel, or, there's going to be additional work for the FCC ahead.
Boy. So we got to talk about what appears to be another victim of accountability culture, okay? Because there's a new day, a new age in America where you have liberals left.
Because it's definitely not cancel culture what they're trying to make it seem like it is. It's definitely far from it. It's accountability culture. I agree with that.
And Democrats now facing accountability for their wild and outrageous things, basically their incitement of violence that they're participating in by celebrating, mocking, and outright lying about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Okay, and the latest victim, this is a big one, this is a huge one, Jimmy Kimmel, who apparently is getting canceled by Nexstar. Okay, they say they are going to drop Jimmy Kimmel's show from his ABC stations for the foreseeable future following Charlie Kirk comments. Yeah, so this is huge news.
It's over for you, boy. Honestly, I haven't liked Jimmy Kimmel since he stopped doing the Man Show. Wasn't that him? I always tell people the Man Show is supposed to be a parody, more of a spoof making fun of men, and not so being for men, like how they tried to make it when Joe Rogan joined.
And I want to go ahead and play the clip that got Jimmy Kimmel in trouble, because essentially Jimmy Kimmel lied during his last show on this, in which he basically tried to say that the shooter was far right or somehow a Trump supporter, even though that has been debunked time and time again. But because Jimmy Kimmel is a propagandist for the Democrat Party, he was pushing the blue and on narrative, and it seems as if that may have backfired.
He had some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them, and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty.
Yes. He's at the fourth stage of grief, construction.
It's not funny at all. And then what's your grief is? You sitting here pointing him out and trying to make him seem like a villain as you're making fun of his grief. Right? As you're over here making a mockery of him. This is just disgusting.
This is not how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old mourns a goldfish, okay?
Yeah, so you see that, you heard that. Okay, you have Jimmy Kimmel doing his job as a Democrat Party propagandist and basically pushing out the false narrative that somehow, some way, the Charlie Kirk assassin was one of their own, right? AKA MAGA or conservative, which is false, right? We know that this is false, okay? But again, he said it anyways. And now it seems as if he's being held accountable. Let's read here. Disney's ABC said it would take Jimmy Kimmel's popular late night show off its schedule indefinitely after one of the biggest owners of TV stations in the U.S., Nexstar Media, said it would preempt airings of the program following remarks the host made about the killing of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Nexstar said Wednesday that its owned and partnered television stations affiliated with the ABC television network will preempt Jimmy Kimmel Live for the foreseeable future, beginning with tonight's show. The company said, quote, it strongly objects to recent comments made by Mr. Kimmel concerning the killing of Charlie Kirk and will replace the show with other programming in its ABC affiliated markets. Wow.
Oh, Conan on there. Let's get Conan on there. That's the only late night person I rock with.
I love this. I absolutely love this. Absolutely love it. Again, accountability. Accountability. In his monologue Monday night, Kimmel said that the MAGA gang was trying to score political points off Kirk's murder. Ironically, that's what he was trying to do, right? Because again, the only reason that you would lie about the motivations of the assassin is to score political.
That's my bad. That's 100% what he was doing, right? But then trying to push it on the opposite, like that's just nasty.
You would lie about the motivations of the assassin is to score political points, right? That is what he was trying to do. Kirk, a prominent conservative activist, was shot and killed September 10th at a debate at Utah Valley University. 3 days later, authorities announced they had arrested the suspected shooter. Quote, we hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang trying to characterize this kid who killed Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them, Kimmel said. Yeah. So, again, this is huge. Huge. Now, this just so happens to come after you had FCC chair Brandon Carr go on Benny Johnson's show and basically send a strong warning to ABC, to Disney, about these comments. Take a look.
You know, when you look at the conduct that has taken place by Jimmy Kimmel, it appears to be some of the sickest conduct possible. As you've indicated, there are, avenues here for the FCC. So there are some ways in which I need to be a little bit careful, because we could be called ultimately to be a judge on some of these claims that come up. But I don't think this is an isolated incident. I mean, you go back to Representative Swalwell, and he had a tweet out last week where he was saying that, emphasizing that Charlie Kirk's killer was a straight white male from a Republican family that voted for Donald Trump. In some quarters, there's a very concerted effort to try to lie to the American people.
Yeah, they're spreading propaganda. You even got people like Destiny sitting here arguing to the death. I'm talking about going crazy out here. Just to try to paint that agenda that person was on the right. Come on, son. It's clear as day what they're doing.
About the nature, as you indicated, of one of the most significant, newsworthy public interest acts that we've seen in a long time. And what appears to be an action by Jimmy Kimmel to play into that narrative that this was somehow a MAGA or Republican motivated person. If that's what happened here with his conduct, that is really, really sick. And I've been very clear from the moment that I have become chairman of the FCC, I want to reinvigorate the public interest. And what people don't understand is that the broadcasters, and you've gotten this right, are entirely different than people that use other forms of communication. They have a license granted by us at the FCC, and that comes with it an obligation to operate in the public interest. And we can get into some ways that we've been trying to reinvigorate the public interest and some changes that we've seen. But frankly, when you see stuff like this, I mean, look, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. These companies can find ways to change conduct, to take action, frankly, on Kimmel, or there's going to be additional work for the FCC ahead.
What kind of action would you see? I, at the very least, would like to have an on-air apology from Jimmy Kimmel to the Kirk family, to all of those who he slandered, because he did say that Charlie Kirk.
100%. The apology should be just as loud as the disrespect. I think that Jimmy Kimmel he's one of those guys that he's not actually funny. Right? He's not actually funny. I mean, he just think he is. So he's going to say a lot of nastiness in order to like get some kind of attention or clicks or views. Right, this dude he's a clown. 100%. At least that's what I think.
He is effectively saying that our movement did this. Our movement
That's
killed
what I
Charlie,
think.
that Charlie was deserving of this, effectively. And we've seen that rear its head. This happens quite regularly, actually, on MSNBC and on other networks where they're trying to victim blame. And what that does, Mr. Chairman, respectfully, is continues the lie and continues the threat level to say effectively that we have no share in this problem at all on the left. This is a clear-cut case. What would you like to see done at ABC?
Well, look, I think what you said there strikes me as a very reasonable, minimal step that can be taken. I mean, obviously, look, there's calls for Kimmel to be fired. I think, you could certainly see a path forward for suspension over this. And again, the FCC is going to have remedies that we could look at. And again, we may ultimately be called to be a judge on that. But
Yes.
This also strikes me as sort of conduct that to some extent it shows some sort of desperate irrelevance. I mean, we're sort of exiting an era where the three main legacy broadcast networks could control and dictate the narrative to the American people. And one of the things that President Trump did when he ran for office, he ran directly at that legacy media establishment. He smashed the facade that they get to control what we say, what we think, the narrative around events. And we're seeing a lot of consequences that are flowing from President Trump doing that. I mean, look, NPR has been defunded. PBS has been defunded. Colbert is retiring. Joy Reid is out at MSNBC. Terry Moran has gone from ABC and sort of now admitting that they are biased. CBS has now made some commitments to us that they're going to return to more fact-based journalism. And so I think you see some lashing out from people like Kimmel, who are frankly talentless and are looking for ways to get attention.
Yo, I just said that. Bar for bar. Respect. He's saying exactly what I said.
But their grip on the narrative is slipping. That doesn't mean that it's still not important to hold them to the public interest standard. That's what we're going to have to do.
Yeah. So following those comments from the FCC chair, Nexstar put out a statement saying, quote, Mr. Kimmel's comments about the death of Mr. Kirk are offensive and insensitive at a critical time in our national political discourse, and we do not believe they reflect the spectrum of opinions, views, or values of the local communities in which we are located, said Andrew Alford, president of Nexstar's broadcasting division. Continuing to give Mr. Kimmel a broadcast platform in the communities we serve is simply not in the public interest at the current time, and we have made the difficult decision to preempt his show in an effort to let cooler heads prevail as we move toward the resumption of respectful, constructive dialogue. Yeah, so basically what they're saying is that at this point in time, Jimmy Kimmel's comments, right, his commentary, his comedy is so unhinged that they're like, no, we can't air this anymore, right? Because we can't just allow people to go on national television and to lie about what happened to Charlie Kirk.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, get him up out of here. I had enough. Now we can get people on the YouTube to get that same type of consequence. Because people be wild.
Now, again, this is just another example of what I've been telling you guys about how the culture has shifted, right? I mean, 4 years ago, I could never imagine something like this happening and seeing corporate America, insane people in this country, everybody outside of liberal media, right? Essentially, everybody outside of liberal media and the same leftists, all the same people on the same page, right? Corporate America is like, nah, we don't want to be associated with this type of stuff, right? These people are too unhinged, okay? They're too unhinged. And again, it's amazing because 4 years ago, we were in the exact opposite place. Where corporate America, they were all aboard the woke stuff, okay? And if you was on the right, you were subject to being canceled. Again, for much less than what liberals are facing accountability for today. So we don't know if this is permanent, right? Or this is just temporary. But my gut feeling is just like Stephen.
And they trying to compare, my bad, wind it back a little bit. They trying to compare it, saying that this is cancel culture. No, it ain't. No. Getting fired from your job for a joke. Nowhere near people celebrating someone passing away.
I don't know if this is permanent, right? Or this is just temporary, but my gut feeling is just like Stephen Colbert. Jimmy Kimmel's show is probably struggling, right? Financially. And because of the financial struggles, along with those comments, that is probably what prompted this. Okay. Jimmy Kimmel's show is probably not doing that well. Again, if they cancel Stephen Colbert, it was only a matter of time before Jimmy Kimmel got canceled, right? Because again, nobody watches these shows anymore, at least not enough to actually make money off of these shows. Again, that's why Stephen Colbert was canceled. So it's probably the comments plus the show not doing that well anyways. And that gave them an excuse to just go ahead and pull the plug. Like, you know, we're going to cancel this guy, right? Now's the right time, right? Now's the right time. So again, this is wow. But it should have happened a long time ago, right? It should have happened a long time ago. But hey, better late than never. Never late is better. That's what I like to say in situations like this. Regardless, I know that the left, they're going to be boohooing and crying. Cancel culture, oh God. We can't say anything about Charlie Kirk, oh God. I told these people, I told them, thoughts and prayers are probably the best thing that Democrats should be embracing right now, right? They should be embracing thoughts and prayers. If they just come out here and say thoughts and prayers when you have negative thoughts, right? If you can't say anything positive, the best thing for you to say is thoughts and prayers, okay? They should have embraced that, right? They should embrace that. But because they embrace hate instead.
Or you could say nothing. You could say not a damn thing. When I'm indifferent real. I don't care. There's people that I've had beef with that passed away. Nigga, I'm not going to get on the air and disrespect them and stuff. I'm not doing it. That's just personally. That's not for me. Right. Now, if it's like a personal, we're going to talk about that differently. It's like for real, not internet beef. Because that's what I was just referring to. It's internet beef. I got to get 50 Cent with it. On some about beefing for real in real life. I got to be on my 50 Cent. That's all I'm saying. But on some just internet, I don't know you. We just giving different opinions. Like, no, that's inexcusable.
Right? And lies and propaganda. What's happening right now is the consequence of that, right? Accountability. So again, the tears are coming. Best believe, people will be boohoo-whining and crying about this all over the place, right? Again, the left, they're going to lose their minds over this. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
Word up, man. Check them out. Really dope channel. But yeah, Jimmy, you deserve that, son. You deserve that, nigga. Yeah. That's all you. But that's my opinion. Tell me what yours is down in the comment section. Watch more videos. Knowing me, I'll probably put out like 2 or 3. I ain't mean for that to rhyme. But for the next few weeks, I'm going to be pumping content out because I've been slacking with the content. So make sure you check my channel. Almost hit the mic. I think I did hit it. Every day. Check my channel every day. Make sure you subscribe. And if you want to watch me live stream, check out my live stream channel. You can find it on the home page.